What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Ken, 3 times. And today I'd like to show you guys 4 things I learned from meditation. I have some Vampire Survivors in the background for you guys, and I hope you guys really enjoy the gameplay. This was one of my best runs so far with the mage character and stuff like that. And so this was actually my first attempt on the Inland Library, and I got it. So I'd like to basically just get into the video right now without further ado. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. So, 4 things that I learned from meditation. What is the first thing? Well, the first thing I learned from meditation is that basically feeling good isn't always the end goal. So a lot of people, this might come across as like a little bit of a rant, but whatever, do something about it. A lot of people like to say that their goal in life and their ultimate goal and end goal of life is to be happy, right? And even my social worker told me that the most important thing about life is being happy. This is something that I kind of disagree with. I don't think happiness within itself is a goal. I think happiness is something that you add on to your goal. Your goal should make you happy and stuff like that, but the goal should never be happiness itself, because so many things in this world make you happy, and a lot of them are haram. A lot of them are forbidden, you know? So just because something makes you happy doesn't mean that it's right. And so basically, guys, what I personally learned how to do with temptation and how to deal with the devil, how to deal with shaitan, and how to deal with the nafs, the ego, is basically whenever they're saying, hey, go do this, it'll make you feel good, first you gotta set a trap for them. First, you gotta agree with them. Be like, yeah, I agree. It'll make me feel good. But then you gotta ask the question, because the ego and the devil do not like to be questioned. They like to shoot first, ask questions later. So, basically, what I learned is that you gotta set up a trap for them. Be like, yes, I agree. This will make me feel good. But then you gotta ask the question, just because it feels good, does that mean it's right? You know? And that's pretty much it. Like, and you pretty much got them at that point, because they know, even the devil and even the ego knows that the things that are not right are not right. But they try to discard that and they try to neglect that to basically focus on the feeling. Like, oh, this feels good. So don't do it because it's wrong. Don't do it because don't do it because it isn't right. Do it because it feels good, you know? And so when you base your life off of feelings, which I used to do when I was 16, you basically indulge yourself in sin. You indulge yourself in bad habits, you know. And I walked down that road myself. You know, I walked down that road myself and stuff like that. I basically based my life off of feelings and not logic, and that led me to a lot of bad habits that I'm trying to kick right now. So, acknowledging, in my opinion, acknowledging, in my personal experience, acknowledging that your addiction makes you feel good, but then standing up to it and being like, hey, just because it feels good, does that mean it's right? Basically what that does is it opens a gateway to realize that good feelings is not equal to righteousness. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth feels bad, you know? There's a very authentic narration from the Prophet ﷺ, and he said, accept Islam. And a man said, I find myself to dislike it. And he said, accept it even if you find yourself to dislike it. Why? Do I love my religion 24/7? No. Like, if anybody said they love to be in their religion 24/7, they're a goddamn liar. I know I'm not supposed to say goddamn, but that's a lie, bro. No one likes to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and pray. No one likes to miss out on all the things that everyone in the West is doing for fun, and miss out on everything that everyone in the West is doing to enjoy themselves and indulge in and stuff like that. No one enjoys waiting until marriage to have sex. Not everyone enjoys that. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to more than the next man to indulge in my sins and indulge in my desires. I more than the next man would love to do that. I hate not restraining myself. I hate self-restraint. But with that being said, I still attempt to do it. Why? Because I've acknowledged that a good feeling isn't the goal 24/7. So that goes to my first point. My second point is basically this. Uncomfortability or uncomfortableness is a sign that you are growing. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the previous point. But basically, guys, I had this knowledge given to me a long time ago that the comfort zone is where dreams of men go to die. I said that in such a tragic way. The comfort zone is a place where basically men's dream and women dreams go to die, you know. And so basically, when you're comfortable, once you're instantly gratified, and once you are in a comfort zone, a lot of situations happen where your desire to improve and your desire to struggle and strive basically causes you to become lazy. And so I'm not gonna lie, there are many times where sitting in meditation can be very uncomfortable. My hands start shaking, my palms start sweating, my back is hurting, my legs, I'm getting pins and needles. I don't know if you guys know what pins and needles is. It's basically like when like your circulation and it has to do with blood circulation. You get like this weird feeling in your feet and stuff like that. A weird feeling in your legs and stuff like that. Like it kind of feels like when you hit a funny bone. You know, that's what pins and needles are. You know? So I get pins and needles in my feet and stuff like that. My legs start aching and stuff like that. Like I feel all this pain and stuff like that. And if I'm doing a specific type of meditation, I start feeling pain in my arms and stuff like that. Like I start feeling pain, bro. So I'm not gonna say lie to you, but like, oh yeah, every single day I want to meditate. No, bro. Sometimes meditation makes me so freaking uncomfortable, man. Like it makes me so uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to sit there with your back straight, closing your eyes, looking within, and facing your demons. No one wants to do that, fam. But you need to. That's the thing. You need to. It's not about what you want all the time, bro. That's what I learned, bro. I've been doing what I want for way too long, fam. For approximately 10 years. From when I was 11 to now I'm almost going to be 21, man. So like basically guys, like I basically learned that it's not, I always knew this, but I never really implemented it in my life. It's not always about what you want. It's sometimes about what you need. And what you need sometimes makes you uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have these conversations about you know, addiction and recovery and society and stuff. But it's necessary in order to grow, you know? And so yeah, that's it. The third thing that I learned from meditation is to avoid seeking external validation, avoid seeking confirmation, and keep expectations humble. A lot of people say keep expectations low. I would say personally keep them humble. I would say humble is the better word, you know? So you're like, because there's a fine line between being humble and doubting yourself and putting yourself down, you know? And so I like to draw that silver lining between it and say that if you keep your expectations humble, you basically have it so whenever the execution of the idea or the execution of whatever you're experiencing happens, it satisfies you regardless, because you kept your expectations humble. You didn't keep them high, you didn't keep them low, you kept them in the middle, you kept it neutral. Humbleness in many cases is synonymous with neutrality. Being humble in many cases means to be neutral. It doesn't mean to be low or high. It means to be neutral. And just like in the first chapter of the Quran, we ask God to show us the straight path, not the left-hand path, not the right-hand path, but the middle path. The path of moderation. The path in between sensual pleasures and extreme detachment. Basically, we basically find a middle way behind all this, and so with that being said, I think that I was given this advice before I started my journey on detoxing from all these bad habits and detoxing from social media. I basically was given this advice that you shouldn't seek confirmation from people. Like, don't ask people, hey, have you noticed anything different from me? Have you done this? Have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you done this? Have you been this? Have you this? La la la, yada yada, woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be that person, because you want the confirmation to come to you. You don't want to summon the confirmation, because that ruins its genuinity. That ruins its genuineness. It makes it disingenuine if you ask for confirmation instead of letting the confirmation just come to you. So yeah, I really solidified this teaching. I really cemented this teaching when I was basically going through it, and when I was meditating and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're moving on to the fourth one now. Now, the fourth thing I learned from meditation is that basically in this struggle against the ego and the spirit, discipline wins over motivation. Now we hear about motivation and in today's generation a million times over. Motivational videos, motivational speakers, motivational books, motivational people, motivational anthems, motivational mantras, motivational this, motivational that. But what about the thing that is the basis for motivation and the thing that lasts longer than motivation? Because motivation isn't always there. You're not always Am I always motivated to meditate? Hell no. 9 times out of 10, I am not motivated to meditate, actually. And so why do I do it then? Because it has to do with discipline. Discipline over discipline over motivation, hands down. In that fight, motivation loses to discipline, And so basically what that means is that discipline has to be instilled within you in order to strive, in order to live, in order to expand who you are as a person. Because you are not always going to want to do the things that you do to improve yourself. You don't always want to work out. You don't always want to meditate. You don't always want to do this. You don't always want to do that. It's not a matter of what you want a lot of times. It's a matter of what you need. And sometimes you just don't have the motivation to do things. In semen retention, there's something called a flat line. And basically because your brain isn't being fed, it's not natural, but it's scheduled dopamine intake. Like, you feed your brain dopamine when you consume pornography and when you masturbate and stuff like that. You're feeding your brain dopamine, And so basically what that means is that it makes your brain feel good. There's that feeling good again. So when your brain isn't feeling good, it starts to quit on you. And in certain times of the abstinence streak, when you're abstaining from sins, when you're abstaining from lust and stuff like that, your brain starts to quit on you. And this is basically your old self, like your former self, trying to come back and haunt you. I know it sounds scary, but trust me, it is what it is. Basically, guys, like, a flat line happens, and in order to get through the flat line, guys, I have yet to get through mine. You need to instill discipline within yourself, because motivation isn't gonna be there all the time, but discipline, it can, So with that being said, guys, discipline is the basis and the foundation for all self-improvement. And like I said in my old videos, self-improvement is for losers. Self-improvement is basically for people who are willing to sacrifice something and lose something and stuff like that. You're gonna lose friends when you self-improve yourself. You're gonna lose habits. You're gonna lose things that you love. You're gonna lose passions. You're gonna lose many things when you try to improve yourself. That's why I said in the video like a few years ago that self-improvement is for losers, because it's for people who are willing to lose. It's the illusion of loss, That's the thing about it though. It's the illusion of loss. So I'm gonna end the video off right there because the gameplay is over. I just want to recap the 4 things that I learned. Basically, it's this. 1. Feeling good isn't always what's necessary. 2. Uncomfortableness can be a sign of growth. 3. Discipline over motivation. And 4. Avoid seeking confirmation. Keep expectations humble. I love you guys. Bye.